if the following sounds familiar. Hey, Nick, or whatever your name is. Appreciate your time, man, but this is just too expensive. Like I can't justify spending $1,500. You did a really good job on your presentation, man. And look, if something changes in the future, I'd love to work together, but I just can't justify spending that much money. You guys ever heard that? If you haven't, you will. And I promise you, it's going to be one of those things that you're going to have nightmares about because you know it's coming. When they start into this objection, you just can feel it. And it's so cringe and it makes me so pissed off. But I remember from back when I started doing door-to-door sales, back when I was selling alarm systems in 2013, all the way to before I figured out what I'm going to share today, I remember getting this price objection, right? Yeah, this sounds great, but it's too expensive. Too expensive. And I want to share a couple of thoughts on this. I want to share and tell you guys how you can make sure to never, and I mean never, get the price objection again. I can't even think in my head the last time that I got on a sales call and somebody literally did not buy because of price. Did they complain? Have I had people complain about it? Sure. Right? I've had people complain about it, but it's a complaint. It's a smokescreen. It's never the reason they don't buy. Okay. So, by the way, if you guys didn't already know this, my name is Nick Wood. I am the guy online that likes to scream and preach the gospel of digital real estate. I'm the king of digital real estate. I've made millions and millions of dollars online with this business model, not selling a course, not consulting or doing this or that or being an influencer, but from doing the model that I talk about on this channel. And as always, if you're going to buy a course, if you're going to get some mentorship, if you're going to get some consulting, ask the difficult questions. Ask the person that you're talking to show you what they've done and how much money they've made doing the thing, not selling how to do it. Okay. It's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable. I've talked about this numerous times, and I really would love for you guys to share your stories about how awkward people get when they realize they've done been caught. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me get a sip of the Mont. Shout out to Mott's for freaking pumping out the old Ultra Strawberry Dream, the old tall boy thinny. Nice little sidestep, Mott's. You guys are really innovating. Guys, number one thing, if you are getting, I'm going to go through a couple of things. Number one, if you are getting the price objection, there's a 90% chance that you have that objection subconsciously. Okay, what the heck does that mean? What are you talking about, Nick? What I mean by that is, a lot of times we sell from our own pocketbook. We sell from our own wallet. And when we're brand new to this business model, maybe we're 20 years old and we're just coming out and on our own. And that's a lot of money, man. $1,500. I could do a lot with that, man. I could live comfortably on $1,500, right? When I remember being in college, and $1,500 would have been a ton of money, especially to make on autopilot. So sometimes it's just a lot of money to us, right? And so what I found is that, and this is from selling all kinds of stuff, a lot of times the objection that we keep getting, now if you're just getting this here and there, that's one thing, but if it's the thing that's literally losing you deals, this is probably the issue. Number one is you probably have an issue with this as well, and you believe that whatever amount you're trying to charge is expensive. And until that changes with you, you are going to have inconsistent results. Yeah, you're going to get a deal here and there, but you are going to again and again and again see this objection crop up, and you're going to talk to everybody else in my program, in Digital Landlords, or in my free group or online, and they're going to say, no, I'm not getting it. You're going to go, what the heck, man? Maybe I'm in the wrong cities. You're not in the wrong city. It's the way you're saying it, how you're saying, or what you're saying, because you, even though you don't realize it, are saying it in such a way that is planting that seed. I know that's kind of like out there a little bit, but it's a real thing. And you subconsciously, in the way that you're saying it, the lack of confidence that you're saying it with, think it's a lot of money. And so when they object, you don't have anything to say. You don't have a good rebuttal, and you haven't properly eliminated that objection up front. Okay. So number one, you need to ask yourself, are you the person who thinks $1,500 is expensive and a lot of money? Are you the person that every time you go to buy something, it's try to dicker them down, try to get them as low as possible, and oh, that's expensive. Ouch. That kids meal at the chicken place, that's $26 for the kids meal and the 2 strips and the 3 meals and the Coke. That's expensive, man. Prices are just checking. That's the problem. So number one is ask yourself, am I getting this again and again? This goes for any objection, but we're talking about price today. If you're getting the same objection every time, it's likely something internal, and you need to fundamentally fix that within yourself. And I know it's hard, especially when you are broke, especially when you don't have any money, especially when you're just starting out. And that $1,500 could mean everything. And they say, yeah, it's a lot of money. You're like, yeah, I get it, man. Okay. So number one is make sure you're not selling out of your own pocketbook. Okay. If that pocketbook is empty, if that pocketbook is full, go ahead and sell out of it. Secondly, the reason the reason I never get this, and the way you can never get this is by doing the following. Okay, there's two things. Number one is sending leads in advance. And if you're watching this video and you don't do lead generation, this still applies to you. Giving the thing that you're selling in advance with no charge to let them touch, taste, smell, and try out. That coupled with using a tool, a calculator, to show the potential business owner, sorry, getting all itchy, to show the potential business owner exactly the numbers and show them how many deals they have to close to make the numbers make sense. I do those two things, and I do not get price objection ever. So I'm gonna break these down. First, when you send leads in advance, what this does, it eliminates all this unknown. It tells the business owner, okay, this dude or this gal, they know how to get me leads. And these are good leads. These are real people. And they're not sending them to anybody else. And what it does, it creates this trust. And a lot of times, the price objection is literally linked back to trust, right? And they might be saying price, but it could be trust as well. So sending those leads in advance, a lot of the times, not every time, and I don't send enough leads that they have to close a deal in order for me to go for the close. However, a lot of times I'll send 2, 3, 4 leads and they'll close one. They'll close the second or the third or the first lead that I send them. And you bet your hiney that the second they close a lead, I'm going in for blood. Blood is in the water. Blood has been spilt. And I'm going freaking all in right there on the spot. So sending leads in advance is going to soften that, hey, this is expensive, right? Because you can come back and go, dude, it's expensive if you don't close deals, right? Mr. Business Owner, this is me going into role play mode. Mr. Business Owner, it only costs you money if you don't get deals, if you don't close these leads. And by you sending them the leads, that eliminates half of the equation. They know, hey, I can get leads. And now if I can just close them, I'm going to be good. So just remind them, hey, this only costs you money if you don't close. Like, let's remember that, right? Secondly, this is something I do, and I do this up front, guys. I send the leads up front, and I show the lead value calculator, and I literally break it down for them. I have a free tool in my Facebook group you guys can access, and it's literally going to allow you to plug in the ticket size of whatever service you're going into, whatever niche. It's going to plug in the profit margin. It's going to plug in their closing percentage, and it's going to plug in the number of leads. And it's crazy because when you plug in the numbers and you show them that even if they only make 20% profit margin, and even if they only close 30% of the deals, and if you only send them 20 leads, if you're in the right niches, it doesn't take very many leads to make money. It's crazy. And a lot of people, when I started using this tool and I started sharing this, they're like, I had no idea what these leads were worth. So yes, the lead value calculator is important, and it's important to show the business owner. It's something I do before the call, and it's something I do on my closing Zoom. Is I pull out this calculator and I walk them through it. Like, I want to make this a logical deal, a very logical sale of like, here's the numbers. Does it make sense? Yes or no? And you've already tasted it and you like it. Okay. I like to do that with them. And so if you guys show them the numbers and you make this a logical sale, it becomes a very no-brainer for them. But here's the key to this is, yes, it's good for the business owner. They get to see the numbers and it makes sense in their head. But more than that, who this is for and why it's so important is it is good for you as the business owner or you as the salesperson. You get to see, hey, this $1,500 that I'm charging them, if they just close at 30% with the numbers they told me, they're going to triple their money. So actually, we're giving them a great deal, right? And when you put it in the context of how much money they're going to make on, average at best closing percentages, you start to realize, dude, $1,500 is nothing. It's just literally just numbers, right? Because if I can make you $4,500, you'd pay me $1,500 a month forever because I'm tripling your money, right? And yes, the answer is right. Okay. So there's three things that we've talked about in this video, and I need you to go through. If you're getting the objection again and again and again, number one, it's probably something internal. And ask yourself, are you the person that's always complaining about price? Oh, it's too expensive. Oh, this, oh, that. When's the last time someone tried to sell you something? Did you object and use the price objection? Because if that's the case, that's probably your problem. That's number one. Number two, moving into, I don't care what service you're selling. If it's leads, great. If you're doing the rank and rent business model, you are one of the smart ones. If you're doing other models, I would take a peek at this model. It's the greatest model on the internet, okay? But once you start to do this and you start to realize that if you send the leads in advance or send whatever your service or product is in advance with no strings attached up front, and it's a good service, and you break this down on a calculator. Again, if you go into my Facebook group, you're going to see the calculator, the free tool. It's in there. Those two things, but also making sure, number one, internally is taken care of. You will never get the price objection again. Never, ever, 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 ever get the price objection again. I can't think of the last time. Again, have I had people complain? Sure, right? You say the price, you drop the price, you start pushing the envelope. Hey, man, it's $3,000 a month. And you wait, and they go, ooh, ouch. Right? That doesn't mean they're objecting. They're complaining, right? They're complaining. I want the price to sting. I want the price to hurt a little bit because that means they're going to run these leads. They're going to answer these leads and they're going to close these leads because it stings. It's when you don't charge enough. This is a totally separate topic, separate video. But guys, if you're getting that objection, these are some simple ways to make sure you never get it again. And again, if you're somebody that's getting it over and over and over, it's likely something that's internal and you need to fix that first.